Hey guys, I'm back with another plan with me. You guys seem to like these, so I will continue posting them for now. But I am still using the same supplies as before. I have my Chic Sparrow A5 Outlander Deluxe cover and Time Traveler. I've decked it out actually a little bit. I did a little bit of customizing to it, and I did a whole video on that, and I'll put that in a card for you guys if you want to check out that video, because I decided to go ahead and film it. But what I'm going to be showing you today is planning in my bullet journal, and I'm also going to be showing you what I did for August. Now, it's not quite the end of August yet, but this is the last week of August, and it runs halfway into the first week of September, so that's why I decided to film this a little bit more in advance than I normally do. But I'll be posting it like a week after I filmed it, if that makes sense, because this is when I have time to film, so I have to take advantage of that. But then again, you do what you gotta do. I've got my Home Cube pen case, which is my one that I prefer to travel with. We're still out here in Utah, and I've got my favorite Tombow dual marker pens in it. And then the other things I will be using will be this compass and protractor, and probably my correction tape, because that seems to happen a lot. But that is all my supplies. So first of all, I will take you through August. So if you watched my last, oh, and I'm sorry if there's any shadows or anything, I'm filming this outside and I don't have a lot of control over the lighting, but I'll do the best that I can here. So if you watched my last plan with me, my July one, there's also going to be some noises, because we're out in farm country here, so you might hear some animals and some trucks and some things. Anyway, I didn't have a lot going on in August. As you can see here, I will flip back to July so you can see how much fuller my monthly spread was. I'm still really liking the month on one page spread with the monthly goals on the other side. It's just visually really helpful for me. I do keep most of my pretty much all of my appointments in iCal, because this I always have with me, my phone, and it's just easy to keep track of that way, but I like writing it down here too, so when I'm doing my daily or weekly spreads I can reference it. We have been in Utah at the family home for the past month, so there's just not been a lot, you know, of appointments or events going on, because we've been here, which is great. But I got back into kind of more regular content, which was great, and I was able to check some things off my personal and family lists as well. And we had a lot not fixed, but done at our house while we were away, and I can't wait to go home and see it and share it all with you. So let's take that up there. I do have my little peach palm clips in here. I don't know if they're even in the frame. I did the habit tracker again, kind of in the same way, exactly the same way I did it last month, and I really like the way this works for me. It's just a really good visual for me, kind of things that I like to do on a regular basis, not necessarily every day. There's some things I know I'm not going to do every day, but I like tracking them there. And then there's this blank page, and this was the page that I thought I was going to do a self-care tracker on. I talked about that last month. I had this blank page just because my mood tracker, my mood mandala, takes up a whole spread now, so I can't put them side by side. Well, I realized it's a great place to do my one little word prompts. Now, this is a kind of a self-reflective memory keeping project. It's a class that I take with Allie Edwards. I've talked about her before. She's like my scrapbooking guru, and this is a specific project that's about kind of self-reflection. It's like a year-long self-reflection project, and I really enjoy it. So that's what I decided to do with the second page, and I think I will continue to do that for a while. When I'm watching her video and reading the class materials, it's a class I pay for. I take notes here, and that just kind of helps me when I'm sitting down to work on it myself. And then I went ahead and did the mood mandala again, and I will show you I did complete last month's by filling in the design. Now, I am not an artist. I'm not necessarily terribly artistic, but I just found this so much fun. So I started by trying to keep up with the design on an almost daily basis until like a week in, and I was like, I kind of gave up on that and I let it go blank. I just filled in the color rings for my daily mood tracking until the end of the month. And when I had some time at the beginning of this month, I sat down and I did it all at once. And I found that was just made it more of a kind of meditative, fun activity for me. So I decided to leave the designs out of it completely for this month until the end of the month. And then I will take some time one day when I can grab, some time to sit down and just, it's a really kind of very meditative, kind of reflective thing. I have started adding quotes to there as well. The quote this month is, "Every moment is a golden one for him who has the vision to recognize it as such." I need to fix that. That's a typo there. Typo. What's a typo that's handwritten? A righto? That quote, where did that come? That was from the Allie Edwards One Little Word August prompt, actually. It was a snippet of a larger quote she shared by Henry Miller, and I just thought that was a really good way to kind of look at things, in my opinion. So I started out the month when I was still home in Illinois with my daily pages, which is what I have been doing for the most part in here, is daily pages. Or daily spreads, and then they don't always take up a whole page. I streamlined it a little bit by taking out the boxes. This is something that I was inspired by Boho Berry to do. Obviously, she inspires my whole bullet journal just by the way that it is, if you're familiar with her bullet journal. Because this kind of daily list at home just really helps me. I just have a lot more to consider at home. There's a lot more going on in our family and just like personal lives, and there's a lot more to keep up with at the house and stuff and all that. And then we got to Utah and I realized I didn't plan for like 5 or 6 days. And I was like, I want to try weekly spreads. This is a good month to try this because I don't need daily spreads here. So I went ahead and I looked at a bunch of different people who do weekly spreads, and I kind of figured out a weekly spread that works for me. And I'm actually going to draw one for this last week of August / first week of September that I will speed through that footage for you so you kind of see my process for it. But basically, one side of the page is my week, and because I don't really have to-dos in my life here, like I don't have things that I really need to get done every day. I don't know, it's different from being at home. We're on vacation basically. I basically just use this as a way to kind of journal what we did every day. Put notes about what we did every day. And then on the other column is for content. So the days of the week go down the page, Monday through Sunday, and then life is one column is what I want to say, and content is the other. And that's really my to-do list for my days, is what content I'm working on that particular day. And then on the other side of the spread, I kind of took from my monthly goals spread. I did a very similar thing. So, Winnie, what happened to your face? Come here. Come here. Okay, Winnie's coming in. Sit up here. Okay. Sorry, little dog management there. As you can see, I took, almost directly from my monthly goals page with the boxes, and I just divided one of the boxes into 2. So I have family, personal, content, and these are goals or, ideas for the week. And then home is things about our house at home, things I needed to keep up on at home. Even though we're here, our home is still, a functioning home, and I need to make sure it's okay. And then I started to read more this month. That was one of my goals of the month, so I started writing down the books that I was reading in that particular week. And as you can see, I followed the same method for the remainder of the month, and now we are here at the current week. I did go ahead and pop in, this is going to be another notes pages, another note page. I like to write down my favorites so I can prep for that video, which I filmed not too long ago. And then I'm actually going to fill this page out as another note page with content ideas. And then I'm going to start the month here. But I'm actually going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to do my last weekly spread for August here, since most of this week is still August. And then I'm going to start my monthly pages on the next page. But I wanted to show you how I do the monthly pages. The weekly spreads, because some of you I thought might be interested in that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. Basically for that, I just pick out a color scheme. I think I'm gonna do purple and orange and green or blue? Blue. I'm gonna do those 3 colors. Purple's gonna be my main color. And I just have to remember, like, I need to flip back and forth to like count how many boxes I use and all that. But this is the part where I'll start fast forwarding through the footage and kind of show you how it all turns out at the end. Oh boy. Okay guys, let me scooch you forward as far as I can here. Getting in my lap a little bit. Okay, so I finished, kind of. But in the interest of time, and as you can see I'm running out of shade here, I had to kind of rush through this a little bit, and I didn't put my mood mandala down yet, but I'm doing the same thing as I have done. So I'll just flip through and show you what I did. I did the weekly spread. Just as I have. I messed up my color scheme just a little bit, but I used whiteout, no biggie. And I'll fill this all in later, but I just wanted to get the bones down to show you. And then I have my September month on 1-page spread, which I will start filling in, and then my monthly goals for the month of September, as I have been doing. Same old September tracker. You can see my lettering got a little fun. I was just really rushing through this, you guys, because I'm running out of shade to film here. But I'm going to do the same thing. I really like how I just used my Tombows, like the marker side, to, and I just kind of scribble in the square. And I like the way it looks. I think it looks pretty neat too. And then I already went ahead and designated the page for the one little word, September prompt. I had been behind on this. I caught up this month on a couple of months that I had been behind on. So I feel like putting it in here at the beginning of the month will help me keep more on top of it and more up to date with it. And then this will be my 2 spread mandala, mood mandala page. And basically I just use a simple compass to make, and I'll make 30 rings because that's how many days there are in September. And then I'll write in the moods that I want to track on the right side and a label for the page. And then I usually wait until a quote makes sense to me at some point during the month to fill that in. And I will erase all the pencil on this before I start filling in the design. But when I come back next month with another plan with me, I'll show you how that turned out, just like I showed you how my July one turned out. The only other thing I didn't bring with me from home is the washi. I like to put washi on the edges of my monthly goals page. It just kind of is a textural thing that helps me kind of find it even after I've been done with that month. And I don't have a page marker or a bookmark or a paper clip there or anything anymore. It's just a nice way to be able to flip really quickly back to that. And I didn't bring the washi I wanted to use for September, so I will add that in when I get home. And I will go ahead and put in my moon mandala as well. But anyway, I hope this gave you a sense of my setup. I am so sorry about the sun, you guys, about my setup for this month. Really not a lot is different except for adding the one little word prompt and showing you how I came up with a weekly spread that really worked for me for this month. Now, after this week is over, I don't know if I'm going to do another weekly spread or go back to dailies. We go home very soon after this, so I'm going to be back into the lots of stuff going on, lots of appointments, lots of comings and goings and things I have to track. So I'll probably go back to daily spreads. I might do one more weekly spread. I don't know if this is something I want to incorporate on a weekly basis, even with daily spreads. I haven't quite considered that yet, but when I come back to share with you kind of my recap and plan with me next month, I will have that to show you. So for now, this will be this bookmark. Well, this is a little confusing, isn't it? Because we're still in August, but I'll put the bookmarks in where they belong once we reach September. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry for the weird lighting. I'm doing the best I can with the filming places I've got here. And happy planning, you guys. Thanks for watching. Take good care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.